Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to HTML form, which is element of HTML forms. In previous session, we discussed about the text area, which is also one of the basic element of HTML form. So this session is in the continuation of the same, where we will talk about another element, which is select. So in this session, we are going to talk about what is select, why do we need select, and what are those scenarios where we are supposed to utilize select statement in order to achieve the desired result. Okay, so we are going to proceed in the same manner. Firstly, I'll explain you the code. We will write the code from scratch. Then we will see the output and we'll try to understand the requirement and the solution which we are going to create with the help of select statement or select element. Okay, so before we start the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because these all sessions are in proper sync and sequence. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for now we are just focusing on only on the portion related to select statement. Okay, now other than this, we have one question for all of you. Here you can see there is one question I have noted down, like why do we use rows and calls in text area in HTML form? I know like most of you know the answer of this question. So if you know the answer, then please do share your knowledge in the comment section. But in case if you don't know the answer, then you can refer the previous session, because there we have already discussed this thing, like why do we need or why do we use rows and calls in text area. Okay, by providing your by sharing your knowledge, by providing the answer in the comment section, you are not only helping others to learn the things, but you are also helping yourself to prepare for the interview and the exam. Okay, so that's why I request you to please do share your knowledge in the comment section, so that we can everyone can take a reference from it, and also like those who are going to provide a consistent correct answer will be spotlighted on the channel. Okay, so fine, I think now we are good to start with today's topic, which is select statement. So here you can see I have just noted down the basic HTML code. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one form here. But before that, let me show you the output of this correct code. So if I save it and refresh my browser, you will see that it is printing the text which is HTML by Sharmit. Okay, now we are going to create the form. So to create the form, I'll use this form attribute, form tag, and under this form tag, we all know that in form we need one button to submit the data. So let's create a button, a normal button. Name would be submit, and the type would also be a submit, because we are going to create a submit type button. So here I will write add submit. Clear? Now if I show you the code, you will output, you will see that there is one only button which is submit, and right now if I click on submit, it will do nothing. Why? Because we have not specified the page where we are supposed to navigate it. So to specify that page, we will specify here in form, we will specify the thing which is action, and in action we will put the page where we want to navigate the data. So if I save it now, and if I click on submit in this stage, so you will see that data has been submitted to this TSPGM10 page. Clear? Right now we have not we have not created any kind of input fields to receive the data. That's why there is nothing to show you the data, but we have navigated successfully to the TSPGM10 page. Alright, so now it's time to start with the select statement. So let me add one heading first. So here I will write heading select in HTML form. Here I want to mention one thing, that right now we are learning everything in terms of forms, but it doesn't mean that you have to always use it with forms. You can use this select outside the form as well. Okay, so yeah, we have just added this heading which look like this. Now it's time to create the select. So here I will write select statement, and in select statement we are supposed to provide name, because with this only we are going to receive the things. So here I will write fruits. Okay, and then after this we are going to define the options. So this is the another tag that we use with select, which is used to help or to assign the options. Now here in option, first thing we will put which will be visible to user. So for that, let's say if I select this, okay, apple, so now user will see this option. Okay, now but we have not set the value, so let me show you this thing. If I save it and refresh my code, you can see apple is coming. If I click on submit, the data has been passed to it, right? But it is always recommended to put the value here. Why? Because, okay, let me show you another thing. Let's add a few more options, okay, so that we can easily understand the functionality of select and option. So here I will write mango, and for the third one we will write here option third, and the name would be, for example, cherry. Fine. Now save it and refresh the browser. So right now it is handling the things like if I select mango, and you can see fruits has been submitted with mango. But to save the value, let's say if due to some reason you are just showing short names, for example APP, okay, but you want to submit the actual data as apple. So in that case what we can do, we can use here value attribute. So if I use value here and put the full name, let's say this is the thing. Okay, now if I save it and refresh the browser, so it is showing APP, okay, but if I click on submit, you can see it is taking the name, full name, which is apple. So whenever this type of scenario is there, then in that case you are supposed to provide the value. In fact, I would recommend you to always keep the value. Doesn't matter what you are writing here, but value should be there in your option field. Okay, so like right now you can see this is apple, but still I am providing the value, and for same purpose we are going to utilize value for other as well, like mango. And here for cherry we are going to use value tag, value attribute, and here I will put cherry. Now just save it and refresh it. So now you can see when I select any other option, for example the third option, and click on submit, it is navigating me to TSPGM 10 with data cherry. Okay, so this is how we can create a drop down menu in HTML form with the help of select and option tag. Now we will talk about another requirement. Let's say if user is not going to select anything, or if you want to make anything as a default value, then how we can do this? So for that, let me add another select here. So let me just copy this thing so that we can save the time and we can edit the things as per our requirement. So here I will write select in HTML form with default value. Okay, so now how we can set the default value? So for the same thing, let me add another option here, not outgroup, it should be option, and in this option I will write not selected. Okay, not selected, and in option I will write value as user not opted value, something like this, or it is up to you like what you want to write, but for now I'm just writing user not opted value. Fine, now you can save this and refresh it. So is it by default value? No, not yet. Why? Because this is the first value, but let's say if I want to set this value, the apple as a default value, so in that case we are not, we can't say that it is the default value. To make it default value, you can write here selected. Okay, selected is the attribute. Now if I save it and refresh it, you can see this time apple is the default value and selected value. So if I click directly on submit, it will take the data as apple. But in case if you want to select by default value as not selected, so in that case we will remove this attribute from here and we will put it here in this place, selected. Now if I do refresh, so this is the not selected as a default value. So if user click on this, it will take a user to this page with a default value as user not opted value. Okay, So yeah, this is how we can utilize select tag or select element in HTML form to create a drop down menu. I hope this session is clear to all of you, and now I request you to please do share the answer of this question so that others can take a reference from it. So yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.